Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am your host, KeKe Chanel, award-winning author, lifestyle blogger, and certified life coach. The overall theme for Kicking It with KeKe is all about mindset and personal development. We bring on amazing guests that tell us about their life story, share their brands, their businesses, their talents, and all the things with us. So today, y'all know how I do. I like to give my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. So I'll go up and turn it over to him. Hey, thank you for coming to kick it with me. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Quinton. I do acting. I do comedy. It's just amazing. Thank you for allowing me to be on your podcast, but Kicking It with KeKe. Appreciate y'all. So Kicking It with KeKe all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? We got this. So I'm just thrilled to be here on the podcast. Right now, just kind of figuring things out in life. Working on a clothing line that kind of has a little movement here in Indiana. Not a lot. But I'm working on it, getting better and better. And one day have my own website so people can actually get my clothing line, which is called All In. It's a play on my middle name. It's spelled Allyn. So my middle name is Allen, but I played around with it and I did ALL-YN. And the YN stands for why not go all in on your dreams and goals. So whenever you
Now,
wear my all
you
in
already
clothing.
know we got to come back to talk about that a little bit more. We got to talk
Definitely,
about that.
definitely. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But thank you for coming to kick it with me. It is a pleasure. I always like to meet new, I call them the best kept secrets. So people are getting ready to know who Quinton Hayden is,
Thank you. Yes,
So I'm
indeed. Yes,
excited.
indeed.
Before we get into all things Quinton, I love to ask the question about mindset and personal development because, we have to be able to have these conversations so that it become normalized so that we
Mhm.
can change the narrative in our culture, our consciousness, and our community.
Yes.
We have to have that open line of dialogue. So I
Yes.
have to ask you, when it comes to your field of expertise, how important is it for you to tap into and shift your mindset on a daily basis?
Oh wow. That's a good question because being an actor is not it's you, but it's not you, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Because you
Mhm.
have to become this character. So encompassing that character, doing the background on that character, my mindset has to go from, okay, you're no longer Quentin right now. You are my upcoming role for June 9th in the play that I'm about to be in. I'm Mr. P. So Mr. P has a background of dealing drugs, but now he's a teacher. He got out of the game and now he's a teacher. So I got to get into the mindset of I'm a teacher, but don't push me.
Mm.
So I have to be able to have two different mind frames, two different mindsets, how you see me as a teacher, but how you would also see me if you cross me in the streets, so every day preparing yourself mentally, it can sometimes be overwhelming. It can sometimes become exhausting because different roles for different things. I look up to people like Will Smith, Jamie Foxx, Denzel Washington, and I've just watched their different roles and the homework they did. So now I'm out there doing homework on my characters and making sure I have a good backstory, which one of the greatest things of working with the director I work with, shout outs to Eric Washington out here in Indianapolis, Indiana, he gives us the freedom to create our own backstories. So I just mentally have to prepare for it. And then it's just that every day getting in your script, reading it. He's got 5 steps that we use, and I love the 5 steps because it helps you break down your emotions of what your character is. So yeah, mentally it can be, sometimes it can be a struggle because just your everyday life sometimes gets in the way. So you got to be mentally strong to say, okay, I don't feel like going through the script, but I'm going to do it anyway because I got to give the audience what they came to see.
Absolutely. And I love that you talk about Jamie and Will and Denzel, the greats, because I've heard them say time and time again, sometimes they can get stuck in that role. They put,
Yes.
put themselves so far in that it's hard to come from it.
Yes.
So yeah, having that mindset to know that, hey, this is acting, this is my life. You
Yeah.
have to be able to determine, to turn it off at some point because
Yeah.
it will slowly eat away with you, I do believe. I'm not an actress, but I love movies, so I always like to, tap into, well, how would I play that role,
I
But
understand.
yeah, so thank you about that. And I want to ask a question about personal development because I believe that we should try to develop ourselves personally every day so that we
Yeah,
are a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. So, what is
yeah.
something that Quentin does every day to try and make sure that you develop yourself personally?
Well, one of my favorite books to read is by Napoleon Hill. It's called Think and Grow Rich. So that's one of my favorite books to read. And chapter 3 on faith is my favorite chapter to read. So I constantly read that. But I've also been told that whenever you pick up a book, whether it be personal development or whatever book you want to read, just read 10 pages a day. 10 pages is not that much. Read 10 pages a day. So really, Think and Grow Rich is one of my favorites. The magic of believing, because I have to believe in myself, because right now acting seems so far away. It looks, even when I'm doing it here, I'm like, when will I get on the big screen? When will I get on the big screen? So I have to have that magic of believing, and one thing I remember for someone who taught me some years ago, Mr. David MNETA, I'll never forget his words. He said, believing costs you nothing, but
Mm.
doubting will cost you everything.
Ooh,
So it's like being in that mindset and having that opportunity to be able to do those things, is big for me. So reading a book, getting into personal development, reading things that just build your mind on a day-to-day basis is major for me. So doing it every day, it makes me want to go harder every single day. Just like, okay, get in your script. Come on, we got this, we got this. And even though you may have had a hard day, you like, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going because you gotta see the light at the end of the tunnel, regardless.
absolutely. And I see that chain around your neck. So I know that you are a man of faith. So one
Yes.
thing that I do daily that to make sure that I'm in a good headspace and to develop myself, personally is I talk to God all the time.
He
You
talks
know,
back.
yes. And I pray a lot. I know sometimes he's like, oh my God, here go KeKe again. But come on, tell me what's going on. But I love what you say about reading because I'm an author. And I was a
Mm,
reader first. I learned how to read when I was 3 years old. Shout out to my Aunt Janet, who taught me how to read at 3. She took us to the library. She let us pick out our own books. She didn't push what she wanted us to read on
right.
us. She let us look at the pictures because, when you're that young, you ain't worrying about the words, you're looking at pictures. So
Mhm.
I'm glad that she developed that foundation in us. And I say us, it's like everybody, all of the kids in the family, as well as the adults. I remember summers, books in hand. Everybody had a book, and it was like the most peaceful and joyful time. Yeah, we played outside and we did all of the things, but it was just amazing to look around and say, you know what? Look, everybody is reading. So Think and Grow Rich. I haven't read that book that's on my list, but right now I'm reading Tim Ross, Welcome to the Basement.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
upside down approach for greatness. And he talks about, and I got a chance to meet him a couple of weeks ago in New Orleans, and he talks about how when people think of upside down, we automatically go to the negative side of it. But it's not like that. He says sometimes you have to be thrown upside down to stand upright. He said, think about, a cup. When you turn it down, you have,
Mhm.
in order to feel it, you have to turn it upside. You have to flip it another way. So I love
Mhm.
his approach on that. So you guys go and get the book. Yeah, I'm plugging Tim Ross. He is one of the greats. I love him. But thank you for that because you just made me smile all over by saying you read because I have had guests come on and say I don't like read. Don't ever tell an author you don't like to read.
If you don't
That's
like to read, get the
teamwork.
audio at least. You can always listen to an audio while you're driving or doing whatever you're doing throughout the day. And sometimes, that is the best way because, getting an audio of a book you love or whatever case may be. And one of the things, well, which is why I do actually have Think and Grow Rich on audio. And they say your subconscious goes into its best work when you're asleep. So at night, I play Think and Grow Rich at night while I'm asleep. So even while I'm reading it, I listen to it at night too. So,
Yes.
it just keeps that mindset going.
I love that. I love that idea because I like to listen to like rain sound because
Hmm.
it's calming, it's soothing. It helps me turn my mind off because I have anxiety, and so my mind it goes and goes and goes. And as a writer, you have characters all the time in your head, like it's time for me, and I'm like, okay, I need something to calm myself down because I'll never go to sleep. So
Mm.
yeah, I love that. And the podcast is now on Audible, so you can always listen to Kicking It with KeKe on
There
Audible.
you go.
Shameless plug. But
Nah, nothing
okay,
no
so
shame in it at all.
yes, we're gonna talk about how did you know that acting was a part of your purpose?
Ooh. How did I know? I would say at a young age, I grew up to Michael Jackson. So I used to imitate MJ. I'd be with my cousins imitating MJ. But then it was when I got an opportunity to really just look at movies. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can do that. And I'm young. I'm not really, I just love being in front of the camera. So whenever there was an opportunity to show up and show out, that was me. I'm the life of the party. I wanted to be in front of it. But what was interesting, my life started acting when I joined Asante Children's Theater back when I was in like middle school and high school. And big shout out to Miss Asante for giving me that opportunity. And then it kind of went away because I joined the service and I did 14 years in the Marine Corps. So in that 14 years, I was with dance crews. Thank you. I appreciate your support. But being with dance crews and doing dancing, I was like, man, I'm doing more stuff than I thought I would ever do. I didn't ever think I'd be part of a dance crew, but I was part of a dance crew over in Japan, and we opening up for many great people who came out there. Uncle Luke, Destiny's Child, Nivea, Music Soul Child. So when they would come over there, we're
Nice.
dancing them, but I'm like, I still had this bug for acting. Got stationed in California, still had the bug, but never got an opportunity to do anything. I became a hype man, was doing that, but that's never took place. Nothing happened. And all the places I've lived and all the places I've gone to, I never really got to dive into acting until I came back home to Indiana. And I ran
Mm.
into a good friend of mine that I went to high school with, Kyla Adams, and she was like, hey, we got a show coming up. Why don't you come out and audition? I reached out to her first. I was like, hey, I see you got your own production company. You working with some people. Let me know when y'all have y'all next audition. So big shout out to Kate. You're going to get a lot of shout outs today because
I
Kaidydid
love it.
was my biggest opportunity first. They gave me the opportunity to be on stage. So I was on tour with them with Dreamgirls, and I played Frank, which was Curtis's right-hand man. Now,
Nice.
I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to be what was Eddie Murphy's guy? What was his name?
Jimmy. Jimmy
Yeah,
got
I wanted to
soul.
be
Jimmy got
Jimmy.
soul.
Yeah, I wanted to be Jimmy. But then I heard Marcus Elliott sing, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get this role. So, so big shout out to Marcus Elliott, because that dude, like when I say he can sing, their entire cast from Jimmy all the way down to all the main characters, his wife, Jasmine Elliott, I mean, just a soulful voice, just out of this world. So they had singers, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to compete with this because I can't sing. Like I can hold a note, but I can't sing. So I was
Hmm.
like, okay. I love to be in the front. I don't like to really be in the back. And so I ended up running into Eric Washington, who gave me my opportunity to really just act. And my very first show with him was called What Happened to Love. And to be able to put on this character Trent and to engulf it and to be him. And then it kind of like mirrored up with my life. And I was like, ooh, this is like kind of me, but it ain't me, but it's me. So, you know, one of the things that I've hear people say is when some directors to give you direction and say, I want you to be you in this character. But how do you act like you and be the character? That's one of the
Right.
hardest things to ever do. But yeah, getting that opportunity to now do full time, just I mean not full time, but acting is amazing. It's wonderful. So it's been a journey from the time I was 3 to now being 42 to say, wow, I'm living and doing what I love to do, which is acting. And my dream and my goal now, when I watch movies, which was before even now, I would watch movies and memorize them. I
Hmm.
would do the lines and be like, I got this. And I'm looking now from the different things that I've learned through acting, the different classes I've been to, and I'm looking at the movies. I go to a movie and I'm looking at their facial expressions. I'm like, did you really choose the right emotion in this? I think you could have went a little harder on this thing, but it's all part of what you do as an actor is because you try to I try to put myself in those movies. And I'm like, there's so many opportunities out there for anybody who wants to be an actor. You got YouTube, you got Tubi, you got Netflix. There's so many opportunities out there, but it comes down to how bad do you want it? Because some people say they want a dream, but how bad do you want it? Are you really going after it? Because there's people who eat, live, and breathe acting. That's all they do. They're at every audition getting told no. Are you even going to auditions to be told no?
Right.
You know, so that was my biggest thing is like, I've never been shy about going to an audition. I've never been shy to get in front of somebody and act. Never been shy to just be a different character. So, you know, that's been an amazing thing for me, you know.
I love that. I love that you have this passion that radiates when you talk about acting. And the fact that you are studying your craft just by going to enjoy a movie, that speaks volumes about how passionate you are about being an actor. Because some people just talk about it. You
Yes.
know, them gifts of gab, people just running their mouth and ain't got nothing to say.
Mm-hmm.
But you actually talk about it and you actually put in the work and study, and I love how you shout out the people that help pave the way for you, because we are not put here to go through life alone. It takes
Right.
somebody that God puts in our path to connect us to the people that we're supposed to be connected with. We've
Yes.
connected with someone who's not on social media. We
Right.
don't. I mean, it's my sister, and I'm thankful that she's connected us together. So I have an opportunity that I want to present to you when we get off. So
Okay.
uh, I'm excited about. Now you're gonna be thinking about it. So I did that on purpose. It's the Capricorn
Awesome.
in me. And I know that you're a fellow Capricorn as well. I'm on the
No
1st
problem.
of January. I found out that you're on the 5th of January.
Yes, I am.
Yes. So, yes, I love that. So let's get into, we just talked about, a lot of people talk about it, but instead of being about it, we're talking about pursuing your dream versus talking about your dream.
Okay.
Speak to someone who may be listening who has been talking about this dream, but has not given themselves permission to wake up and actually pursue that dream.
Wow. Talking about your dream versus pursuing your dream.
Mm-hmm.
First things first, you got to just take the first step and go. You can talk about it. It's just like talking. It's like doing what some people, not all people do, a vision board every year. You
Mm-hmm.
can do a vision board every year, but if all you do is look at it, but you don't take the necessary steps to accomplish anything on that vision board, what was the purpose?
Right.
So when you talk about your dream of whatever it is, actor, songwriter, author, you have to start. So I'm thinking of you, Miss KeKe. When you said you wanted to be an author, I'm sure you said, you know what, I want to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
So you just started writing, and that was the beginning. Now, of
Mm-hmm.
course, you have to do, there's other parts of it you got to go through, and you edit, and you're like, oh, okay, let me switch this up. And then next thing you know, what I don't know what's next is like, I think you give it to a publisher and all this stuff. I'm not sure exactly all the steps. But for me, I couldn't just keep talking about being an actor, talking about being an actor, talking about being an actor. And I'm looking at people who I see have auditions, and I'm not going to no auditions. So my first step was to go to an audition. I might be told no, but that's perfectly fine, because no doesn't mean no. No means next opportunity. So what's my next opportunity? To go find someone else who may tell me no, until that I finally get that yes. It's like being in sales. You sell a product, everybody's not going to tell you yes. Everybody's most likely going to tell you no until that final yes comes. And so now with me, it's big because I'm taking the necessary steps. So I want to tell that person who's out there trying to figure out whatever it is that you want to do, take the first step. Just jump. It's okay to jump. You may fall when you jump. You may scrape your knee when you jump. You may get injured along the way. You may feel torn like, oh, maybe this isn't for me, but it really is for you, because nobody comes out and just gets what they want the first time they go out. You
Mm-hmm.
have to learn. You have to build. And sometimes it's just like building that callus around yourself to make you harder and harder and harder, because at the same time, if you're soft, that no may just make you say, I don't want to do this no more. And
Yes.
now you're like, what do you do now? You don't ever want to look back on your life whenever you get older, or you getting close to the end of your time. You don't want to look back in life and say, man, I wish I had.
Mm-hmm.
All you want to do is look at life and say, man, I did that. I at least
Mm-hmm.
tried. I gave it my all. And I don't even say try, because we only try on pants and clothes. You don't try nothing. We go do stuff. So let's go do it, you know? So get up and do what you need to go do to pursue whatever it is. Don't talk about it, be about it. You know, that's just the life that we live. You can't keep talking. You got to go out and do what you say you want to go do. If you want to be a billionaire, go hang around billionaires. Go read up and see what they did. There's shortcuts to everything. Honestly, there are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to take the long road anymore, because people have paved the way for you to make what they had to do quicker for you to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just go out there and get there. And I'm not saying take the shortcut. Not all shortcuts are good shortcuts, but at the
Right.
same time, if you got it good, if someone tells you, hey, this is the best way to get to your goal, then and it's someone you know that you've been watching and they've gone through and say, you no longer have to do this anymore. You just got to do this. Yeah, believe them. But if
Right.
someone's just saying, hey, go take the shortcut, I wouldn't do that. You know?
Right. Absolutely. And you have to be mindful. You have to be intentional,
Yeah.
and know, really tap into that discernment too, and know who's for you and who's not,
Who's
and
not?
not, and
Yes.
be okay with those no's, because not every yes is a good yes.
True. True.
Because there's scammers out there. There's people who say, "Hey, you don't owe me anything," and then when you blow up, here they go,
Yeah.
telling stories to the tabloids, or coming trying to blackmail you. We all
Yeah.
seen movies. We've all heard the stories. It happens in every day. Every day to somebody. Um, it's unfortunate, but it's life. But like Quentin said, you have to be about it. Don't just
Yeah.
talk about it. Be about it. Talk is cheap, and we all know a man who don't work don't what.
Eat.
And
I
we
had to
all
learn.
hungry over here. I like to eat.
Yes, I
So
do
I'm
too.
I'm eating. And I was always the one who wrote. I was always behind the scene. And look
Hmm.
at me on season 6 of the podcast, and I love it.
Congratulations on your
I've gotten so
speech.
I've gotten a chance to meet so many amazing people, and me just being a writer, I probably wouldn't have done that. Versus COVID was like a bittersweet moment for me.
Mm,
I experienced loss, but that opened my eyes to stop putting off what I can do today for tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come.
true.
So now I take every opportunity as a sign to go a little higher, tap
Hmm.
into it a little deeper. And when I published my first book, yeah, it's a whole process that you go into. I paid a third company publishing company to edit, format, and distribute my book, and it's flawed. I could have used that to stop me from writing. But I'm
Mm,
so glad that it pushed me to do a little bit more research, slow
mhm.
down, and stop trying to put books out every 6 months because everybody else was doing it or whatever. And I felt like I needed to do that to be relevant, and just say, you know what? You want to be the best version of yourself as a writer, as an author, and give your stories, to your readers the best that you can. Learn a little bit more, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm glad that I did, because I'm 16 books in.
Hey.
16 books in. And I don't see me stopping no time soon. But I say that to say to somebody who's listening, you have to start somewhere. But if it's not getting you the results that you want, take a step back,
Mhm.
breathe, do some research, and come back swinging. It's okay to take a step back so that you can grow and elevate and manifest, and all of the things that you need to do to grow and level up to the next version of yourself for your career. When you stop doing that, that's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah. And you'll find that sometimes your biggest supporters are people you don't even know. They're strangers. You'll
Yes.
find that I had to learn a real hard lesson, and then I had to really thank my best friends for putting me into perspective, because I used to get mad at them, but like, bro, y'all in the same city as me, y'all ain't came to one play yet, not one. Well, we got families. And I said, you know what, y'all do. Y'all got families. Y'all got things y'all got to take care of too. So being able to, come out to my plays, I said, you know what, don't even worry about it. When I make my first movie, I'm gonna rent out a theater and everybody can come, so we good.
There you go. There you go. And I had to learn. I think it was last year, or year before last. I read the 4 agreements, And one of the
Mhm.
4 agreement is don't take everything personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have our best friends and stuff, and we want them to be there, and but they don't owe us that.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they're dealing with. Like you said, your friends have families, we have families, and some people just don't like the things that you do. Nothing
Right.
against you at all. That's just not they're not interested in. I don't want to read a book, KeKe. You keep writing these books, but I don't want to read them. I can't be mad at them. But at the same time, you don't allow that to keep you from doing what you need to do to reach the people that's actually into that. Like we'll come to those plays. We'll read
Yeah.
those books. So
Yeah.
when we learn that sense of entitlement, it should be gone. Nobody's entitled to anything. So we
Right.
have to know that, we just have to give the best that we possibly can and keep showing up every day. Because if we
Yes,
don't
indeed.
show up, people don't know we're doing it. People don't
Yeah.
know where to find us.
That's true.
So y'all keep showing up, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. You have been listening to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe. I am here with Quinton Hayden, and we have been talking about pursuing your dream versus talking about your dream. He is an actor. We talked about how did he know that acting was a part of his purpose. So we're gonna get into this clothing line that you mentioned a few minutes ago. You jumped the gun on me. You ain't tell me that before we start rolling. Like I really want to know. I love the concept behind the name.
Thank you.
So, no, without giving too much away, like
Okay.
what would be like the focal point, the mission of the clothing line? Like, who is your target audience?
Well, everybody's actually my target audience because everybody has something that they want to go all in on. Where they, like I said, my biggest thing is go all in on your dreams and goals. Um, so I had a quote that I had put on Facebook one time, and literally, I did not expect the momentum that it would have. But my director was like, "Hey, man." I put a quote on there and said, "It's not their dream. They're not supposed to understand." He said, "Bro,
Oh,
put that on a shirt and
I
I'm gonna
want one.
buy it." He said, "Put that on a shirt and I'm gonna buy it." I said, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah." So I literally put it on a shirt. He bought it. I put my logo on the front and put the saying on the back of the shirt. He bought it. I put it on Facebook, and the next thing you know, I literally had 10 orders that same day.
Well,
And
I
I'm
want
like,
one.
what?
I need one though, like for real.
Okay, I got you. I got you, KeKe. So I was just like, wow, okay. But it really all started me just sitting in my house. I literally was in my house and something kept saying, all in. I'm like, all in. I'm like, okay, all in what? No, go all in. I'm like, go all in what? It's like, no. And it's like that whisper, God speaks to you in a whisper. He's like, no, go all in. He said, Alan. I'm like, Alan. I'm like, that's my middle name. Okay, yeah. And so I paid no attention.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm just at work one day and I'm like, it just came back to me and I wrote it down. I wrote my name down. I'm like, Alan, all in. It's like, okay. So then I bring it to my friends. I'm saying, okay, for some reason I'm getting this and it's saying all in. Do y'all want me do you think it looks better ALL-IN or ALL-YN? And it was like, ooh, YN, because it's unique, it's different. I was like, okay, cool, bet, let's do it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like ready to go. And I'm like, okay. Then I got stuck. I'm like, what the heck does YN stand for? You know? And so I had a friend of mine that I had met, and like you said, God will put the right people in your path. And
Mm-hmm.
so she's like, let's work on your design. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do a design, but I don't know what the YN is gonna stand for. She's like, why not? I was like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. She's like, why not? It's like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. She's like, no, why not?
Why
And
not
my
go all
soul
in?
just sitting here, like, I don't know what you're saying. She said the YN will stand for why not. You still got all in, but your YN will be why not. I said, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that magical light came on. That's like, yes, why not? So go all in. Why not go all in on your dreams and goals? And then it's literally the way the design is. It's a Y, it's an N with a question mark in it with the arrow going around it. So
Mm.
whatever it is you're going in, it's got an arrow pointing you in the direction that you want to go in. And it's just encompassing what you want to do. I've done hoodies, I've done shirts, I've done full sweat outfits, I've done leggings for some people. I've had people, and what I love about it, and I guess why I haven't done the website, honestly, is because I get people that ask me to do stuff uniquely. So I let them tell me how they want their shirt to be,
Hmm.
you know? So, and it makes me have to go outside my norm and say, okay, perfect. I like doing I want to make it personally for you. What color
Mhm.
shirt do you want? What color do you want your letters? Do you want them in glitter? Do you want them in regular? So I give people the freedom when they come to me to tell me what they want. You
Mhm.
know, and if you're wondering what I got out there right now, you can always follow me on Instagram at All In Clothing, ALLYN Clothing, and you can find me on Instagram that way, and you'll see some of the things I've got out there as far as shirts and hoodies and things of that nature. But yeah, it's just it wasn't because of me. It was because a big shout out to my ex-wife, because she actually kind of pushed me in that direction, because originally my first one was B3.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, and I can't say what it stands for just yet, because
Okay.
I haven't got the LLC, and I haven't done everything I need to do for that one just yet.
Gotcha.
But All In has an LLC. I got the LLC for All In. I'm working on the copyrights and everything for that and the trademark, so can't nobody else take it. But yeah, so I just want to make sure that it's mine. I mean, the design is already mine. It's already got the LLC behind it. So
Mhm.
anybody did try to take it, it's like, nope, you're getting sued, buddy. So
Cease and
that's
desist
how I'm gonna,
letter. Otherwise, we're going to court.
yeah. So, but yeah, it was just not something that originally um I was going to do. I had always talked about doing shirts and having my own clothing line. And then my ex-wife has her own clothing line. She has which I am so mad I cannot think of the name of it. But shouts out to my ex-wife Tristina for doing what she did and pushing me as well. I'm glad me and her are still friends even after everything didn't work out, but it's cool. So just having her, she pushed me. She was like, "Go do it." And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, so I did it. And it didn't happen to some years later, but this was my very first time doing something outside of my norm, by doing a shirt, so
Listen, I'm
definitely.
excited because I want one. I love. I think that I have a t-shirt addiction.
Okay.
I
I see a
love
Marvin Gaye
t-shirts.
t-shirt. You
Oh,
got some
shout out to Marvin. Please. But yeah, but I tell my husband all the time. I said I really think I have a problem, like for real, because I have so many t-shirts, and I don't
Mhm.
like to wear them all the time. I like to wear them, take my picture to commemorate that I've worn it, and I think
Mhm.
I mean eventually like get somebody to make a quilt or something with all of them on there because
Wow.
the sayings mean the most to me, and so yeah, I really want a shirt. My favorite
Okay.
colors is purple and green.
Purple and green. Okay,
Mhm.
Incredible Hulk. Got you.
Some people say I'm the Joker, but yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. I can give you that one too. Okay, so okay, I could do that. Purple and green. Oh, definitely. I would do a purple shirt with green lettering, or I could do the green shirt with purple lettering. And probably I think the green glitter would actually, yeah, I'm gonna do it in purple with green. I got
Size
you.
small now, size small. I'm so
Okay.
excited.
Okay.
And
I
send me
got
my
you.
invoice. You got my email. You can invoice, send it to me so we can get that done. But yeah, y'all, we having fun. This is how Kicking It with KeKe is. We just have a conversation among friends. We just met today. And can y'all
Yep.
tell? That's the Capricorn in us, though. We just vibe
I
with our
love it.
people.
I love it.
Listen. So I know that you told us how to find you on IG. So where else can we connect with you?
You can also find me on Facebook, but you can find me on Facebook at Quinton Hayden. You can also find me on Instagram at Mr. Hayden 317. TikTok, Mr. Hayden 317. I haven't really been on TikTok that much. Honestly, I haven't been on TikTok in almost over a year. But you can still find me there. You can actually, I don't know how to link it. I don't know if it's linked to him. I think it is Mr. 401k. Um, his YouTube, because we have a TV series I did with him called Welcome to
Mhm.
Hallville.
Mhm.
So I was the actor in that TV series with him, and he's been doing the episodes on Facebook. So he's been releasing the episodes. I think we're episode 4 this past Sunday, and I think episode 5 will be released this Sunday.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to get all those together so I can have them on one platform, so
Mhm.
people can kind of see. my acting right there. I haven't even uploaded any. I've uploaded maybe 3 of my comedy stand-ups that I've done. And I'm like, okay, you need to get the rest of these videos out there. But I'm trying to live in the moment. And sometimes I get so caught up, I do not upload stuff. And that's kind of bad on my part because people need to, like you said, people got to know that you're out there and you're doing stuff. Because I got an entire show, 15-minute set this Friday at the Shriners as a stand-up comedian, and I'm like, ooh, it's like my first big event. Like, so I've been trying to get ready for that too. So it's just been a lot.
Congratulations on that. Congratulations. But tell us what's next for you though. You just mentioned the comedy show. And congratulations on that. That's a big
Thank
deal.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
So
you.
other than that, what else you have going on?
Well, June 9th, we're actually going to be doing a double feature. So we're doing a matinee stage play called Till Toxic Do Us Part. And then at 6 p.m., we're going to be doing, what's it called? Maggie. Now, I really love Maggie and I really love Till Toxic Do Us Part because it actually touches on things that are going on in our culture now. People feel like toxic is the thing to be in. You need to be toxic relationships. Oh, you toxic, but you're going to love it here. So we talk about that in the play. So it has like a meaning behind it if people take the time to really capture it. And then Maggie, it dives into HIV, which people don't talk too much about anymore, but it's still out there. It's very relevant in our culture. It's very relevant in the world. It's just a story of a young lady who made one wrong decision, and you got to be there to see what happens with her life on that decision. I kind of gave it away on the fact that she does get HIV or whatever, but does she overcome it, or what does she do? With finding out that she got it. But it's a great play. And then July 13th, we'll be in Atlanta at the Seven Stages Theater doing Till Toxic Do Us Part. And then, so that's July. September, we come back and do it again here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then November, we go to Houston, Texas and do Till Toxic Do Us Part again. So he's taking Till Toxic
Nice.
Do Us
I
Part
might
on
have
a
to let
cruise.
me know when that November show is in Houston. I'm like 5 hours away. I might be able to
Okay.
drive up and see. Like I would love to come and support. Let me know the date for
Definitely.
sure.
I will
Yes,
let you know. I will definitely let you know.
absolutely. So we got to have a little fun right quick. I want to give you some
Okay.
acting prompts, and I found 3 of them that was hilarious. So
Okay.
when I saw that you was a comedian and an actor, I was like, well, he should kill it. So the first one I want to do is an alien trying to blend in with humans.
An alien trying to blend in with humans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Listen, I had to catch myself because I almost burst out laughing. Like, was not expecting that. That was amazing. Great,
Thank you.
great, great,
Thank
great,
you.
great. All
Thank you.
right, so this next one is it's a little bit funny, but it's serious too.
Okay.
A parent who has misplaced their baby.
Ooh. Okay. A parent who has misplaced their baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to use my anchor. Typically, sitting down is not the thing to do for acting, so I can't sit down for this.
Okay.
Have you seen? She was just right here. I, I don't know where she's at. I looked everywhere. I looked in the bathroom. I looked in the dressing room. And she's gone. I don't know where she's at. Somebody help me find my baby. I don't know where she is. She was by my side. I told her, just stay next to Daddy and it would be all right. I swear. I mean, just somebody gotta help me. There you go.
Listen, okay, we see you. Okay, so this last one before we get out of here. Okay. Okay, this one was funny, right? A detective with amnesia.
A detective with amnesia. Dang, man. Man, how you be a detective and got amnesia? That's just,
Right.
how did you get this job? So you said that it happened at 5 o'clock, correct? 5 o'clock, and you yeah, 5 o'clock p.m. and they stole your bike. Is that correct? Yeah, I'm Detective James Johnson. Yes. Okay. Hi, I'm Detective James Johnson. And you said something happened to something. What was it? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm Detective James Johnson. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. Yes. And you said something happened to what again? Okay. And what time did you say it happened again? And it was, you said a bike? Okay. Okay, got you. Nice to meet you. My name is Detective James Johnson. Um, hey, relax. I'm just, what do you mean I introduced myself to you already? I didn't introduce, I just met you 5 minutes ago. What are you talking about? Look, sir, I need you to calm down. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this situation. Because you said, hi, how you doing? My name is James Johnson. And you said, what? There you go.
That was so funny. Oh my goodness. And James Johnson, that's like my husband's middle and last name.
Is it? I was doing some
Wow.
research. Before I came on the podcast, I had kind of did some family reasons. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Wow, thank you. That was amazing. Thank you,
You're
Quinn.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you for letting me put you on the spot. So that's what, hey, you gotta stay ready so you don't have to be ready, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that was fun. So on a personal note, and I like to ask all my guests this question: what would your now self tell your younger self about going all in?
What would my now self tell my young self about going all in? Go harder. Start sooner. That's what I would tell my younger self. Don't wait, because I believe, and honestly, I truly believe if I had really just went 100% back when I was younger, I'd definitely be a lot further along. I'm not saying I wouldn't take away the military part. I think just pursuing it a little bit harder while I was in the service. I think I just became lackadaisical about it. And I would have definitely told my younger self, go harder, start sooner, don't give up, and do your homework. Do your homework. Do your research on these actors that you love to watch on the screen. You know, I would have definitely told my, because knowing that now, because that's what I do now, I would have definitely told my younger self, study Denzel, study Will Smith, study Jamie Foxx, study Leonardo DiCaprio, study these people and just see what they did. Find their videos. But, well, I guess videos are more bigger now, but,
Yeah.
find out what they did. If you can find videos about what they did to get to where they're at and listen to what they're saying and really just study them, to get to where you want to be and get in the mirror and practice.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Thank you for being so transparent because some people
Mhm.
try to hide what they would tell the younger self for fear of looking a certain way. But
Mhm.
this is a safe space. So thank you for letting us, allowing us to be a part of, what you would tell your younger self. I appreciate it. So before we get on off of here, are there any words of encouragement, of inspiration, or motivation that you would like to leave listeners to today?
I like I said, I think it's really just gonna come back to what I put on my shirts. It's not their dream. They're not supposed to understand. So whatever it is your dream is, whatever your goal is, you go after it. They're not gonna. It wasn't given to them. God didn't give the dream and the goal to them. He gave it to you. So that's what I would definitely say. It's not their dream. They're not supposed to understand it. So go after it. Go all in. Go all in on them dreams and them goals.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Quinn, thank you for coming to kick it with me today. It has been an absolute pleasure. I know that this is gonna sound redundant because I've been saying it all season 6. Each episode becomes my favorite episode because y'all, each guest is like coming hard with it, like for real. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Keep going,
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
doing, keep showing up, and we will see you on that big screen one day. I already
Yes,
see it's happening. I'm gonna tell everybody, look, he came to Kicking with KeKe first, so I've been new. I've been saw it. I've been
yes,
saw it.
indeed.
So, but yeah, God bless you. Thank you again. It has been amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am back with a new episode every Thursday at noon, Central Standard Time. So make sure that you show up. Make sure that you go all in. Make sure that you stop letting people get in your ear to tell you or make you believe that you don't deserve what your talents and your gifts are making room for. Because God put that in you for a reason. It's not for everybody to understand. So make sure that you go hard, stay strong, because in whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you don't develop thick skin, it will
Yeah.
eat you alive. So just know that it's okay to not be okay. Don't stay stuck in it and believe in yourself, and you can achieve everything that you put your mind to because everything that you need is already on the inside. So, with that being said, thank you guys for listening to another episode. Purple hugs. Later.
Have a good one, y'all. Thank you, Miss KeKe.
You're welcome. Thank you.